Okay, we are officially recording. So very warm welcome to all of those that couldn't be here this evening and join us. We are so excited to share the future of SpecialT with you. And I'm feeling so excited and honored to be a part of this journey. So for those that can't join this evening, a very big love from this side of the computer, and so excited to share this with you. So I'm going to be the host this evening, and I'm going to be sharing the information, and alongside Jess Rue, my business partner in Claire OT and in SpecialT. We are both the founders of SpecialT, and we both sit here really excited at how far SpecialT has come in the last 4 years. So we both send a very big warm welcome to you. And then we're very honored to have Sean Dutton with us. He's a digital business strategist, amazing businessman, and we're really excited for you guys to meet him and get to know him, because he's added so much value to SpecialT. We've been working alongside him and his team for the last 2 years, and they've added so much value to SpecialT, and we're so grateful to have them as our tech team. So I'm just going to let Jess start by introducing herself, and then Sean, you can take over from there.
Hi everyone. So it's nice to meet you all, or whatever you call this. As Nick said, I am a little bit in the background. You've probably been on the phone to Nick's a lot, or she's been in contact with you, but we've both been on this journey for a little while now, and just echo the fact that we really honored to have a partner in Sean Dutton going forward, and we're really excited for what SpecialT has to offer in the future for our profession and for just your therapy as a whole, which really comes down to affecting our clients at the end of the day. So sit back and enjoy hearing all about it. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask at the end.
Awesome. Hi there, guys. I'm Sean. I'm the CEO of a business called First View, and a digital business strategist, as Nikki mentioned. I've, over the last kind of 12 years, helped businesses get off the ground in the digital space in terms of understanding how they build themselves. I've particularly spent quite a lot of time with SpecialT, and I have to give full credit to these two ladies. I always kind of say it's always exciting to see people outside of digital just be so courageous in terms of stepping into the digital space. I'm honored to join you guys tonight in another step in the journey of SpecialT. We look at a lot of businesses, and when we met SpecialT, we really believe that this is something that's it's got a lot of potential, but it holds a lot of purpose, which we were most excited about to share the discussions that we've had to date, and to share with you guys how that purpose is starting to roll out in terms of digital tools that will help therapy in the long term. On a more personal level, I'm a dad of 2 boys, one of which is currently going to OT, so it's close to home as well in terms of my experiences with SpecialT. But I'm honored to be with you guys tonight and to share our thoughts. Cool.
Thank you, Sean. So honored to have you. Okay, welcome to those that have recently joined while we got chatting. Just a reminder to please keep your cameras and your mics off, just to make sure that the streaming of the presentation goes well. It's so lovely to have you all. I miss seeing your faces. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. So we've got quite a lot planned for this evening. So we're mindful that it's your evening time with your husbands, and some of you doing admin time, or some of you just trying to get some downtime. So we're going to be mindful of that, and we'll hopefully be done by 8. What we're going to do is we're going to go through a recap of where SpecialT started and where we're at the moment. We're going to have a look at the new look of SpecialT. We're going to explain a little bit to you about why tech, and then we're going to look into 2021 and what that is has in store for us in SpecialT. So if we look back at the journey, to those of you that are friends with us and work alongside us, you'll know that the journey started in 2016, where the dream and the vision of something like SpecialT started. Jess and I, being OT, saw a huge need in our field where we really felt this disconnection between parents and therapists. And we were so mindful that the parents play such a key role in the process, but we just felt this disconnection between what we were doing in therapy and what parents were doing at home. So we looked around at a few options. We thought there must be something out there for us to use to improve our connection with parents. There must be something out there for us to use to record notes. And we looked and looked and looked, and we saw one or two options in terms of recording notes, but there was nothing specific to our profession in OT. So we thought, okay, we're going to have to put our heads to this and start something ourselves. So that's where the dream was birthed in 2016. And then in 2017, we piloted our beginning phase of SpecialT. And for those of you that have been on since the beginning, you'll remember the bright orange. I look at those screens now and I think, wow, you guys were brave by joining us. And we've come a long way since then. We ran a pilot for about 9 to 10 months within our own practice. Our parents got behind us and said that they would help us try it out. So we created the beginning phase of SpecialT, what you call MVP, a minimal viable product. And we got going, we tried it out, we tested, we had a couple of things that we had to work through. And then in towards the end of 2018, we met Sean Dutton and his team, and we started working towards what we currently have, which is just an awesome product. And I'm sure you've really enjoyed the user experience and the growth within SpecialT. So we launched in the beginning of 2018, and by 2019 we had 650% growth in users, and parents were joining, and just growth in people hearing about SpecialT and SpecialT growing. And then 2020, which has been a bit of a challenging year for all of us. We've really tried to make the most of it. And it was actually a blessing in disguise, because a lot of therapists had time to create more video content. And it's now in 2020 when we've had the privilege of branching out to other allied professionals. I can see there are a few of our panel members here joining us this evening. And just want to welcome you and thank you for getting behind us. So it's now in 2020 that we launched into speech therapy, OT General, and we've just recently launched into play therapy. What we've done is we've created panels within each profession, and they've helped us with the content in each profession, which has just been a really great experience for us. So we're really excited at where we are today, and that we've managed to grow even through this hard year, but we really look forward to the next years to come. So that's where we're at, our growth. As mentioned, we're working within 4 different professions. We're really excited to branch into more professions next year. We're looking into physio, dietetics, and there are a few others that have come and recently made contact with us that are interested. And our growth to date has been phenomenal. We've got many parents, therapists, guardians on the app, using the app. I think numbers, Sean might have specific numbers for me, but I know it's grown a lot in the last couple months.
I can add in there, Nikki. I think the last time we checked, total users of the app to date has just recently gone over the 3,000 mark.
Okay.
So that includes parents, therapists, all that kind of stuff. which is really, really great, because I think ultimately it means that the app has had the opportunity of impacting quite a few people. You know, whilst we see a community of therapists, it means that to date 3,000 people have really been able to have the opportunity of connecting with their therapists over the last 2 years. So that's the most recent number that we've had, is just over 3,000.
Awesome, that's great. Thank you for that. Yes, so we're just so thrilled to be impacting and changing lives of many parents and children and patients now that we've branched into OT General. And through growth and in growth, Jess and I realized that we had come to a point as therapists where we needed support, outside support. Initially, we started as therapists, and we called SpecialT a therapy business and entity. Yet as we have grown and evolved over the last 2 years, we've realized that what we've created is actually a digital product. And in that space, we realized that we needed the expertise of someone in the digital field, and with working alongside Sean Dutton and his team, we realized how honored we would be to have a man like him join our team. So yeah, we wanted to announce this evening that Sean Dutton and his team will be partners in SpecialT as of 2021. And yeah, we're just super excited to have them join us and make SpecialT the fullness of what we have in store for it, being a digital product. So very big welcome, Sean, and thank you for investing in our business, for seeing the potential of the business, and getting behind our vision, and for everything that you've done. There's so much behind the scenes that people don't see, and we're really appreciative of that.
No, thank you. And I think just to add to that, Nikki, I think what's been important to us as partners has been to ensure that the most important thing that occurs in the digitization of an industry like therapy, that therapy wins. We often kind of have clients turn to our business, our agency, the First View side of it, and they try and make their businesses more digital. But what we say is, we kind of say, well, actually, we want to make digital more your business. So to those that have joined us tonight, our intention is to ensure that ultimately, in the long run, we make therapy win through digital. And we've seen that in so many different industries. I'm sure you guys would know, if you look at platforms like Netflix, and the likes, Airbnb. There's definitely been scenarios where the industry has won because of digitization, and that's our vision for this partnership and what we are working towards. So yeah, we're also very excited, and our team very excited.
Thank you. Okay, so as you can see, the team has grown from Jess and I to a really big team, and I think there are even a few more people behind the scenes that get involved in the digital. So as you can see, it's myself, Jess, and Sean, and then a lot of you that are joining us this evening would have met Erin via a phone call or a WhatsApp, and Erin is with us again this evening. So very big welcome to Erin, and we're so happy to have you on our team. And then another lady that's behind the scenes is Kalani. She does all our social media and content. And then, there are amazing people at First View that are all on our team now, and we're just so grateful to have them. You'll see a few of these different titles, and I think it's important to know, and it's something that I've learned over the last 2 years, is there's so many different facets to digital. It's not just what it looks like on the front. There is so much involved. There's how the user experiences it. There's all the coding at the back. There's so much going on. And initially I thought, oh yeah, we can just add this button. But I've learned over the last 2 years that you need a team of people behind you to add a button, to make it look good, to make it work, to make sure it's in the right place. And as I mentioned, Jess and I are so honored because we've got a great team of men and women behind us, making sure that everything we do is thought about. There's research behind it. There's reasoning. and there's a lot of hard work and coding. So yeah, that's our team, which I'm so proud of. Okay, I'm going to hand over to Sean, who's going to go through our new look.
Awesome, thanks, Nikki. Yeah, so just in terms of one of the things we were looking at when we began to engage more in depth with SpecialT was different aspects of what kind of makes a digital product. And a key thing for us was to ensure that when we are bringing a digital product to the market, is that it arrives aligned to what the expectations are. I think often what we do is we misunderstand how polished these products are when they arrive in our mobile phones or in our desktops. And a key thing for us was to ensure that there is that alignment, but also that we are making that intentional shift towards being a digital business that provides excellent services in the therapy space. So when you were looking at the branding of SpecialT and the look, what we found is that whilst SpecialT as a business was strong, we felt that we needed to make it more relevant into how it rolls out in the digital space. So I mean, for us, the new look is about ensuring that's relevant, ensuring that it aligns, ensuring that as an app and as a digital business, it facilitates the different aspects of it. For us, the logo is more than just colors and a representation of the name. The logo needs to be a representation of what we are. And I mean, if you look at the adjustments that have occurred just from a design perspective on logos, the Instagram logo was originally designed in the era of kind of neomorphism, which basically is like app icons back in the day. You used to look up what it was, but you can see that adjustment that occurred. And the reason for that is the strategy behind the new Instagram icon is that it was a rainbow effect that gets captured, and it's about the array of different experiences that people capture. If you look at Airbnb, their shift was more towards, so that little icon represents a couple of things. It represents hands in the air of celebration, represents two hands holding each other. It represents a heart, which is loving experiences, and also represents a paperclip, which is one of like something to remember, you know. And that relates to the brand really well, and something a little bit more close to home. And whilst it might not be digital, it just shows how the brand adjustments on a global level are shifting towards being more focused around digital. PEP has done a recent, very successful enhancement of their brand, and that is focused largely on representing what it is. And PEP is about excellence in price points. So that little yellow on the left-hand side represents a little price tag. So for us, with the SpecialT logo, what we wanted to do was ensure that we are representing what it is and have something that holds firm and strong and is memorable going forward. So what we did is we gave it to our designer, and this is what he came back with after a lot of thoughts and insights and research. And whilst it's very close, so we haven't deviated from it, we're very excited about the new logo. And I'll give you a bit of insights as to what the thinking is behind this new logo. I know that the response from the SpecialT team was that they really enjoyed it, so we've had a lot of positive response back. So just to give you some insights as to where this, the background of the shift. So you'll notice the T itself is an app icon, which kind of shows a really nice representation of what the brand is. But you'll notice that right in the middle of that app icon is the letter T, and for us, it is a representation of the purpose of this whole business. So whilst it's an app, at the heart, it's about therapy. Every decision, every thought, every kind of nuance needs to be about ensuring that therapy comes first. We've also done tests. It stands out really well on your phone, so that if you desperately need to find the SpecialT app, it's very easy to find. And it is also trending in terms of what design is these days. It's got a really nice kind of blend of color there. The font itself, so the typeface, we adjusted to a typeface that's friendly, because whilst we believe that therapy is a very professional kind of industry, it in itself is about relationship. There is an aspect of friendliness and connection that occurs between a therapist and their patient. So we wanted to ensure that we respect the medical side of it, but actually, ultimately, it's about the relational side of it. You know, At the end of the day, it's human beings helping human beings become better human beings, you know. So we've tested the typeface out on various sizes. Obviously, on a practical level, that needs to be utilized on an app. Readability inside the app is super key for all of you guys that are using that. So that became a key thing. And the nice thing is that as a logo, it can be worked or utilized together with the word SpecialT. But there will be scenarios where it's just using the T, and we feel like it's very recognizable. So we're very excited to share the new look with you guys. You'll see it slowly starting to blend out into different aspects of the brand, into the social media pages, things like the website and that kind of stuff. But we wanted to give everyone online tonight the opportunity to be the first to see it, which we're super excited about. And this, our designers has spent a lot of time kind of also considering the fact that this feel needs to roll out into every aspect. So every aspect of the branding has been considered. And what you'll notice is that, as Nikki mentioned, the orange has been largely focused on the positives, you know, so it's not about kind of slapping the color on everything, you know. It's about actually understanding that first we're an app, first we need to make this platform usable, first we need you guys to all feel very comfortable when you're interfacing with it. And by that being an amazing experience, you'll remember SpecialT. So we're not just trying to you know, pull a, with all due respect, a Coca-Cola and make everything red, you know. That's the kind of the stance behind it. And you can see it's kind of rolled out into something that we're going to be sharing with you tonight, which is like a fresh, kind of clean, new app experience that we've been working on for quite some time. And we've really gone into the depths of consideration, which Nikki will take you through at a later stage. From a digital business strategist perspective, I can promise you I've been raising the usability flag very, very high, in the sense of saying, like, it's great and all, but can people use it? You know, can you guys use it? For me to get a developer to make a button work, that's the easy part. The hard part is getting a user to click that button, you know, and that's what we've been kind of considering in the design. So also in terms of how we've approached it, we've made sure that all the objects that you can click on are big enough, you know, so that your thumb can actually reach them. We've been considerate about the distance of the buttons from the thumb when you're holding it with one hand. So you'll notice the screen on the right, the start session button sits at the bottom, because we understand there are going to be situations where you are single-handed in this moment. So there's a lot of consideration around how you guys are going to be potentially utilizing the app itself. So yeah, the other exciting part is that it is going to have a considered desktop interface as well. So we've looked at the different aspects of the app, and we've ensured that actually there are some things that make sense to do, you know, on a mobile phone, but there's a lot of things that make sense to do on a desktop. And we're ensuring that we're catering for all those things, and we're considering all the different types of activities, so that you guys have the best opportunity to experience and engage with the product itself. So whilst we are talking about the app side of things, primarily actually you can do most of the items on a desktop as well. And the technology is going to be such that it just seamlessly works between the two platforms for you guys. Yeah, and that's kind of the new look side. Hope you guys enjoy the new logo, and we're very excited about it. It sits really nice and strong, and we look forward to you guys experiencing it as we go forward. Great. Over to you, Nikki.
Thanks so much, Sean. We're so excited. I love it. It's a big change, but it's an exciting, beautiful change. So I can't wait to get it on my screen. Jess, I'm going to hand over to you for Why Tech.
Thanks, Nix. Yes, so everyone, I'll just be touching a little bit about on technology, and then into how we fit it into therapy. And I think just looking at the general overall benefits of technology, and I think all of us in 2020 have been stretched in terms of lockdown and having to engage more digitally with work and colleagues and school and all of those things. It's an amazing thing if you think about the benefits of technology in general. So we have better communication, we have engagement, we have visually rich content that we're able to access easily. We have increased efficiency and productivity with increased digitization. We have the benefits of information security. We have data storage and all these things that really kind of fast track our lives in a way. And I think as OTs, often we refer to ourselves as, you know, apart from the therapeutic side, we often creative problem solvers. And I think we have to be forward thinking in terms of how we as therapists can use the benefits of technology. So yeah, I think if you want to go to the next slide, there's in terms of our setting, and you know, as Nick has explained, it's been a whole journey of you know, starting with a minimum viable product and improving and getting feedback from you all as subscribers and therapists that we really value. There's so many different aspects to integrating technology with the therapy setting, and the primary one is obviously better communication, where we have the ability to engage directly with our patients and guardians. And as pediatric OTs, that initially was a huge barrier for us as therapists, and we just wanted to empower and really just engage more with our clients. So obviously better communication is a key thing. Engagement with the families, with the parents, with the clients in the different settings, and getting their feedback, I think, is super important. So instead of a longer drawn out process, with the help of technology, we can get increased engagement because we can get feedback faster and quicker and much easier. The other thing is we can have access to visually rich content. So often time is always a barrier, and looking for things in files and accessing documents and things has been a barrier. And with tech, we can have visually rich content that people can glance at and get a picture or a snapshot of what's going on, which obviously increases the efficiency and productivity as well. We are, you know, in terms of efficiency and productivity as therapists, we always strap for time, and it's one of those things that comes with, you know, serving our patients and our clients. And we kind of really mindful, and we are constantly looking to improve that journey of making it most effective, making it most productive for therapists. And I think both Nick and I, being therapists, we always looking for ways to do that. And with Sean's input, we get the practical insights of how. So yeah, we realize we're on a journey to making that more, to reaching that optimal efficiency. And then, you know, the obvious thing of information security. The laws related to patient information and keeping that information are really strict. We all know that we have to store our content and our notes and things like that, and we have the luxury of using tech to our advantage for those type of protocols and things. We can save data, we can conveniently have it in one place and not have to have a whole storeroom full of files and things like that. Access it anywhere, anytime, whether we're at the office or we're at home, or if we're at the dentist, we can access that. And yeah, I think the huge part about it is that it's accessible. So whether it's the therapist or the guardian or the client, accessibility to information is key. And if we can help with accessibility to information that is going to enhance their therapy journey, then I feel like we can make therapy win, as Sean touched on before, because the whole point of this is to make therapy win. And yeah, so that's just an overview of technology and how we can match it up to therapy as a whole. Next, or Sean, are you?
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jessie. Yeah, this is just one of the comments and feedback that we got from a therapist. And yeah, just I think we're just so excited to have everything in one place. I think all of us know the feeling of having a bit of information in this report and a bit of information on a piece of paper and a questionnaire and a this and a that, and then an invoice at the end of the month. And I think what we're really excited about is SpecialT can offer the option of having everything that we need at our fingertips. So yeah, we're really excited. And as Jess said earlier, we're so grateful for all your input and advice as we go, because we always want to keep true to therapists. Thank you, Sean.
Cool, and I think I'll jump in here because I'm sure everyone's looking at this slide and saying, well, what is cement mixers got to do with an app? And I think this is quite an important aspect of the presentation, because often what we get being digital business consultants is this concern around, okay, well, you know, if the app's doing things for me, like, where's my value, you know? And I mean, in the early 1900s, the cement mixer was invented, and there was a huge uproar about the fact that a whole lot of people that had jobs as cement mixers were going to start losing their jobs, you know, because ultimately this machine was designed that would do their job and it would do it better. But then we look at today and we look at the fact that 90% of roads have been kind of made with these mixing kind of tools, you know. And I think the encouragement for all of you guys here tonight is that, and the encouragement that we use for a lot of our clients in the digital consultancy side is to understand where the value of the human being sits. You know, often what we can do is we can get caught up in this case, you know, the therapy session, and we can think that the value sits in the note taking, but the value doesn't sit in the note taking. The value sits in the understanding of assessing what your patient is going through and processing it. That's where human value sits. And I mean, I might be a little bit biased because I'm in the digital world, but one of the things that I believe digital has done is it should be giving us the opportunity to be more human. Because I think through the Industrial Revolution and with the scenario with the cement mixers, the value that those cement mixers as a profession felt that they had was started and ended with their ability to mix cement. And we've been designed and we've been given the skills and the capabilities to be so much more than that. So when we're looking at technology and therapy, ultimately what's most important for us is that the technology does everything that can be done by tech, and therapy itself gets the opportunity to shine. Everyone here tonight and all future users of the SpecialT app have the opportunity to spend more time with their patients, spend more time with their parents. I've been I've personally experienced how good it is to have a closer relationship with the OT of my child, to understand how best as a parent I can make a difference, you know. And those are the things that as an app we're trying to ensure that we provide value for, and we provide a platform for. And my encouragement to everyone is the intent and the value that everyone should get out of the SpecialT app is having the time to be able to do what matters. You know, and we don't. And I mean, I've chatted to Nikki and Jess, and I've heard scenarios where, you know, note taking and report writing happens at like 8 p.m. You know. And no, that's time for your family. You know, that's time for where you need to replenish, so that when you go back into therapy, you're 100% of what you can be for your patients. So ultimately, we encourage everyone to not feel like they're simply cement mixers in the therapy space. You know, you're designed to be so much more. And our hope is that SpecialT, what it does is it provides the technology to take away all the operational tasks. You know. And all the operational aspects of therapy, so that you guys can focus on the best parts of therapy, which for us is mainly your physical presence, the practical aspects, and the emotional aspects, and how you can apply yourself into this field of therapy, which we're really excited about to show you some of the things that we have been looking into and how we can make your lives a lot easier on the operational side. I'll hand over to you, Nikki.
Thank you, Sean. Yeah, we're so excited to just take you through 2021. Thank you. So as you know, our current offering is for resources and content where you as a therapist can come on to SpecialT. We have created resources specific to each category, and you as a therapist can then click on that category because you've worked on it in therapy, and then access resources, which at the moment are videos, and then you can share those videos with your patients and clients. For the sake of having OT General as well, we're trying to move away from saying parents, and we're trying to move towards saying clients as the guardian and parent, and then obviously patients being the individual that is being treated. So whether it's a child or an adult, we're moving towards the word patient for the individual being treated, and client towards the caregiver. And obviously, all of those that are on this evening will agree that we've created quite a lot of content and information for you to share as a therapist, so that you don't have to go out and recreate exercises or rewrite information on a piece of paper and printing. So yeah, that's where our primary focus has been over the last few years. And then obviously tracking therapy. So those that are using SpecialT will also know that you can add assessments, you can add session notes, you can write your own internal notes and then share public notes. And we've tried to create a space where therapists can record their notes, they can record everything they're doing, so that they can easily look back at it in the gallery or easily look back in their previous notes. And they've got a really nice history of all the information that is specific to each client. And then another focus has been around the engagement for the patient and the client. And this is a space that I think we've learned the most about in the last year or so. And you can see we've made it a bit more of a dull orange, because up until this point, we don't feel that we've nailed it. And we've then therefore spent a lot of time trying to understand why we haven't nailed it and what we can do to encourage that engagement. And I think there are lots of areas and lots of facets in terms of the user experience, in terms of how things were considered initially, that have impacted the engagement for the parent. But I think I'm almost so glad that we've come to this point, because we've learned so much about how much you as a therapist values parent engagement and client engagement, and what an impact it has on your experience and obviously the end result of the patient's success. So as I mentioned, it's been a really big part of our focus over the last couple of months. So this is our next roadmap. So as you can see, we had the first 3 circles and focus, and now we have a bigger roadmap, which we are so excited about. Because I think the fact that Jess and I are both therapists, we so mindful of all the different parts of our job. So often people think you go to an OT or you go to a speech therapist and you're just there for 45 minutes, but there's so many different elements to that. As you know, being a therapist, there's scheduling, there's reminders, there's invoicing, there's waiting for payments, there's sending reminder emails to parents and clients to pay. And there's all of those little things where you got to check your bank balance and wait for payments, and then you can't pay your rent because you haven't had your payments. So there's so many aspects around that, which is a huge part of our role. And then obviously enhancing therapy and enhancing therapy for the individual and their family unit to help them reach the goals that we have planned at the beginning. So what I'm going to do this evening is I'm going to go through all of these aspects and just share a little bit more about what's to come in 2021. So if you do have any questions that you want to write down in the meantime, on your top right, you'll see that there is a comment bar. You will also see that there are little shapes. There's a triangle, a circle, and a square. If you click on that, there is a Q&A section. So you're more than welcome to pop a question there if you want, and then we can answer it at the end. Okay, thank you, Sean.
Cool.
So this is just a little look into what's to come. And we've had obviously some input from Sean, and there's been a lot of research over the last few years that shows that when a tech is launched, it's really important to not bombard and overwhelm the client. And you as therapists are obviously clients to us, yet you have clients. So the process just needs to be really carefully considered. So what we have decided is we are going to phase out the launch. So it won't all happen at once, so that you can be a part of the process and your parents can be a part of the process, and your clients. So I think the most exciting thing that I want to share is that we are going to be moving on to the App Store. And I think it's brought about a bit of confusion in the past. A lot of parents haven't known what a Mobi app is. They haven't known where to find it. So I think it's really going to help clients being on the App Store, and you as a therapist can direct them straight to the App Store, which will help you as well. We want to enhance therapy. We are mindful that, yes, the app is helpful at this point, but there's so many extra features that will enhance therapy through SpecialT. So we will be sharing a bit of those shortly. And then obviously invoicing and payments, which I can see we've already had a comment about. We all hate invoicing. I think most of us would do it for free if we could. It's probably all our husbands that keep saying to us, please, where's the money? Because I know most therapists, and I know most of you love doing what you do, and actually asking for the money is the hard part. But it needs to happen. And we really want to take that headache away from you by including it into the app and including payments so that you get paid quicker and that you don't have to spend hours and hours begging for the money that you deserve. And then obviously calendars and advanced therapy. So I'm going to take you through each one as we go. And just give you a sneak peek into all the new features that are to come. So first of all, therapy tracking. What we have realized is that the collaboration between therapists is really, really important. We've always known that as therapists, but we're mindful that we need to improve that on SpecialT. So in the next phase, we'll be ensuring that it is much easier for you as a therapist to collaborate with another therapist. We've built in access, so you as a practice owner, if you have many therapists that work for you, you can give them access to various features on the app, which I'm really excited about, because at the moment I manage adding patients, connecting parents, verifying parents. And I know that sometimes the therapists get a bit frustrated that I don't do it quick enough. And now each therapist can do that on their own. And I'm sure that all of you are really excited about that. Quick and easy overview of the patients. What we've also come to realize is that, yes, it's great that all the information is there on the app, but we need a quick overview so that we can see the patient's goals, the patient's therapy areas that need to be worked on, and just have that quick glance at what the child and adult need for intervention. And then obviously, same function that we have at the moment, there's an opportunity to have active and archive patients, so you can always look back at records. And then communicating with other professionals, which I mentioned earlier, we're building in an option where you as a professional can send a request to the parent to ask and for a request for the parent to allow you to share the notes. We've been looking deeply into the POPI Act over the last 4 years, and we'll be adding new features like that to ensure that the parents and the guardians give permission for notes and information to be shared. And then obviously having visual records is great. You'll know that we've already got videos, and we're so excited that you will have been able to start adding your own videos to this point. Thank you, Sean. And then enhanced therapy. You can see the screen over there, which is our overview page. And you can see how quick and easy it is to see that the individual has specific areas that need to be worked on. The red ones obviously being, those are the primary ones that need to be worked on, and then orange and yellow and green as well. So all of that, there's a quick overview, easy glance to see exactly where the patient is at and where I need to work. So that's the first thing that you will see when you open up the patient's name. Another area that we have realized that would be great to add to SpecialT is goals. So you can add your own goal for the patient. Obviously, that will be done with the client or the patient at the beginning and at the intake, so that it's very quick and easy for you to overlook at that goal. Then we will be introducing GAS goals so that it can give us more quantitative data. And this is where we're really excited to start building more data and information around each profession. Reports, having initial reports, reassessment reports. I know that all of you, maybe there's one out of everyone that's here this evening that actually enjoys report writing. And I know I don't. I often avoid doing an assessment just because I know I have to do a report. And I'm sure some of you might be laughing along with me because you feel the same. So that is one area that we're really passionate about, is making our job so much easier from the initial intake, by having your interview forms, your questionnaires, inputting all your data and information from your assessment so that we can produce a report for you and save you 4 to 6 hours. We did some research a couple of months ago to find out how long it takes you to do reports, and it came out that most therapists take between 4 and 6 hours to do one report. So you can imagine how excited we are about that, because if we can save you 6 hours, you've got more time to spend with your family, or you've got more time to do another 4 to 6 sessions. So yeah, we're really excited about that new feature. And then, as I mentioned, introducing interviews, questionnaires, documents, contracts. We're looking at working together with lawyers that will support us with making customized forms and documents that are all there, ready for you, approved, so that you can then share them with your clients and patients. And then obviously, the more we have individuals using SpecialT, the more we can build up frameworks and approaches. So you'll see how with the new phase of assessments, you'll put in all the information about the child and the patient, putting in all the information in terms of how they've scored within their different therapy areas. And then the more you use the app, the more it helps us build information about different frameworks, so that we can then create frameworks and approaches, so that if you are treating a child that is 4 or an adult that is 20 with a specific diagnosis, we can start developing frameworks around what therapy is being done, what exercises are being recommended, what exercises are being done, and the progress, so that we can start developing framework and approaches, so that when you then select that patient with that age, there'll almost be options for you as a framework to use, so that you don't have to write as many notes and spend as many hours entering all this information, because there's data that's being collected that helps us create frameworks around different approaches. Thanks, Sean. Then resources and content. As I mentioned earlier, we have panels within each profession who we just adore. They've been absolutely amazing with putting in information and building knowledge and insight into each profession. And together with the panel, we've created categorized therapy areas and exercises. So all of you that work within different professions will see the different categories and the different exercises and activities related to those categories. What you would have noticed in the last few months is you as a therapist can create your own video content and share that with the client and the patient. At the moment, when you share information with the client and the patient, it's specific to that session, but those videos aren't actually saved on the app. I'm sure most of you have noticed that those videos are saved on your device. So with the new app, what we will be doing is we will create an opportunity for you to save your own videos, images, and PDFs on your app. And then you will slowly build your own library of information, of videos, of images, and that library will then build. So for example, if Jess has a great video and exercise for ball skills, she will then add that to her library under ball skills. If trying to think of who else is here, if Uta creates her own video for bilateral coordination, she then adds that to her gallery under bilateral coordination. So each therapist can slowly build their own content around different therapy areas so that you're not recreating content for each new patient and client. And we're really excited about this opportunity because it creates a platform for us as therapists not to work on our own, but to work together. And I'm really excited because I know a few years ago in the profession, a lot of professionals would keep their own information to themselves and not really share the information. And over the last few months, I've seen such a change in our profession specifically, and I'm sure in other professions, where therapists are starting to share knowledge and share information and create almost like I don't know the word, but create a body and create a group and a group of individuals that back each other and support each other and want to see each other thrive. And I think SpecialT is going to be a place for us to do that, because what we will introduce is, as you build your own content, there's going to be an opportunity for your content to be shared. We will send through requests to say, do you want to share your content? And then different panel members will then certify content. And then what will happen is your content will then be displayed and available for others to use so that they can learn and grow from you as well. That not only creates an opportunity for you as a therapist to learn and grow and share more knowledge, but it also creates an opportunity for you as a therapist to have extra revenue. And I'm sure that most of you this evening and those that will maybe listen online are so desperate for a means of revenue outside of your sessions and outside of your day-to-day. And I'm really excited because this marketplace will be a place where you can upload information and data and have the opportunity of getting a little bit back every time someone selects some of your videos or some of your PDFs. And it just creates an opportunity for you for extra income, extra revenue, but also to learn and grow from other amazing therapists. Thank you, Sean. We did some research with some clients, and some of this, we just wanted to share some of this information because it's been really helpful for us going forward in how we are creating the new app. So the first question was, how often do you read your therapy notes? So this was to the client or parent, and you can see a lot of the feedback shows us that they are reading it once a week. I'm sure that all of us agree that we would love them to read it more so that they're engaging and interacting more. So at the moment, they're reading it once a week. Obviously, this is from some using SpecialT and some that possibly aren't using it yet. And then how do you currently communicate with your therapist? And you can see that 63% of the individuals that completed this have said WhatsApp. Another question that I haven't actually put up here this evening is how many of them knew that you actually can't use WhatsApp or social media platforms as a platform to communicate. And a lot of them actually said yes. And I think a lot of the answers around that was because it's quick, because it's easy, because it's convenient. I'm always on it. So we've realized that a large part of our clients are actually engaging with therapists on this platform. And a big part of mine and Jess's passion is to really make sure that us as therapists are doing the right thing all the time. So we are making really exciting changes with the new app where parents will actually feel like they're on WhatsApp when they're using SpecialT because of our the way that we've created SpecialT, because it will be much quicker to communicate and engage and what we've called connect with our clients. And then another question was, how would you like to be notified for your therapy sessions? And 62% said through email notifications, 11% said through push notifications. And now what's really great is that with SpecialT being on the App Store, it allows us to actually use various functionalities like push notifications, emails, and SMS notifications. Thank you. Okay, so you can see on the screen that this is the parent's view. So a large part of our interest and drive with the parent app is to get them to connect. So as the parents go onto, parents and clients go onto the app, they will first see this connect, which gives them an opportunity to see exactly what was done, but also connect with you and send you a voice note or send you a little picture or some writing and some text. So we're really excited because we think that this is going to create a platform much similar to WhatsApp, where it's quick and easy for them to engage. We know that our current app requires almost 6 or 7 buttons for the clients to click on before they can connect with you. So we've made sure that going forward, it's very quick and easy for the clients to engage and connect. So as you can see, the main features are connect, empower, and include. And in that, we really want to empower the clients, whether it's a parent or the actual patient, with knowledge and insight into what you are working on in therapy. And then obviously include. We want them to feel a part of the plan. We want them to feel a part of the process. We want them to easily see the goals, easily see what's happened, so that they can send information and discuss with us around the specific patient. And I'm sure a lot of you will agree that having constant WhatsApps and having constant input on your personal device can be very overwhelming. You feel the pressure to reply because of the double tick on WhatsApp. You feel the pressure to send a message back. You get messages at crazy hours in the evening. And what our goal is to protect you as therapists and make sure that you are managing to keep your work separate to your actual personal life. And a lot of the therapists that work with us have gone to the extreme of having a work phone and having a private phone. And with our hope with SpecialT is that from the beginning, as you get a call to say, my child needs therapy or I need therapy, you will be able to say, I'll send you a link and then you can get connected and use SpecialT. So they don't even have to ever get your WhatsApp number or it's WhatsApp you straight away, because from the get-go, as they get connected, they'll be able to communicate and connect with you on SpecialT. Thank you, Sean. And then invoicing and payments, which we've already had a few comments about. We know that it takes you hours to get everything in order, and then you have to go and sit and look at your stats and have a look at what information has been, what sessions were done and what dates they were done, and then sit on your invoicing program and then recreate all those dates and invoices. So with SpecialT, you'll be able to enter the medical aid codes, and as you finish your session, you'll be able to confirm your medical aid codes and confirm which specific codes you have done. You would put in your own individual price that you charge for that specific code, and then all you need to do is click send, and then the invoice will then get sent with your notes. So no more spending hours in the evening or once a month creating the invoices, sending them off. SpecialT will enable you to create an invoice as you do your session, click send, and then the client will get the invoice and be able to pay. So we really want to close that loop. We want to save you time. Just as we said, we want to save you time with reports. We're really passionate about saving you time and hassle and closing that loop for you so that you can get paid quicker. The parent can and client can receive the invoice quicker so that they can send it off to medical aid. Thank you. And then scheduling and reminders. As we mentioned, we will be on the App Store from the beginning of next year, which allows a lot more integration for us to do push notifications and improve the integration, not only for you, but also for the client and patient. It's an opportunity for you to have all your clients, all your patients easily to view. You can see how as you open up your app, you'll see all of your today patients. So you don't have to scroll through and look for patients. You don't have to pull out a big file and try and find the alphabetical order. It's very easy for you to open up your app, see your patients, and then start treating. We will also create an opportunity for you to book rooms. So if you are a therapist that has a few therapists that work under you, and you might work in 3 different venues, it's an opportunity for you as a practice owner to create different rooms and then organize and schedule bookings within the various rooms. And then, of course, your clients can then book appointments and book to various therapists in various rooms. And it's almost like the whole calendar for yourself and the practice is all connected and integrated with your patients. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we really want to create a place where we work together with other companies, leading companies in various industries. There's no point, this is what Sean's also taught us along the way, is that there's no point in us trying to create our whole invoicing system. There's no point in us trying to create, a whole paygate solution when actually there are solutions out there that we can integrate with. So there are various different video streaming, accounting programs, payment gateways that we'll be integrating with to ensure that we use the best leading companies to create a platform for you. So that, in a nutshell, shows our roadmap. And as I mentioned earlier, what we will be doing is we will be rolling out these different features at different times within the next year. We're really excited that the App Store is our primary focus because we really believe that the new functionality that you see, the better user experience, is really going to help you as a therapist track your therapy and encourage your patients and clients to engage in the process. Okay, I know there have been a couple questions that have happened. Jessie, I don't know if you want to read any out or if you've managed to answer some as I've been going.
Nixie, I've answered some of them. There is a new one that says, will the app allow for voice recording of notes irrespective of the type of phone, especially if you don't have an iPhone? Sean, would you like to answer that?
Yeah. So because we are going towards a native app development, it means we'll be able to connect with the functions of the device. So if the device is ordinarily allowed to do voice recordings, it will be able to, regardless of whether it's an iPhone or an Android. The app will definitely not be iPhone specific. I know there's more people that are actually using Android in South Africa, so it definitely will be more connected to all devices that have that functionality built into it.
Cool. Someone's also asked, how affordable will all of these functions be?
So I'll answer that one. Thanks, Jessie. So, we are really mindful that this might seem very overwhelming and it might seem like there's a lot going on. And you're probably thinking, oh no, how am I going to afford all of this? But our primary goal is really to make this accessible for therapists. By no means do we want to take advantage of you. We want to help you save time and save money. So to all the therapists that are already using SpecialT, you are currently legacy customers, which means that you pay for your package. And at the moment, your package is inclusive of your note-taking and your ability to share videos and communicate with your clients. And those of you that have taken on the video feature, that enables you to share your own specific videos. So as of 2021, you will have the opportunity to share your to carry on as a legacy customer, where you will get all of the initial phase launch. And what we will probably do is have another webinar so we can show you exactly what's happening in the first launch. And that is inclusive of a lot of the screens that you've seen tonight, where you've got your goal, your basic goals, your therapy areas, and your ability to connect. So that will be inclusive of your specific package. As of 2021, you will then go on, if you haven't registered before the end of 2021, you will then be going on to a per patient basis, and your package will be specific to per patient. And then as we start launching new features within the next year, like invoicing or calendars and schedules or reports, there will be added costs to those specific features. At this point, we'll share those specific costs as we go within the next few months. But each added feature, as in reports, gas goals, invoicing, those will have additional fees specific to those areas. So if you want to take goals and not invoicing, then you're not required to take invoicing if that's not an added feature that you want to add to your package. I answered that question. Sean, do you want to jump in there?
Yeah, I think just to add there, like what's important for us is that as each therapist in practice has their own kind of way of engaging with clients, we didn't want practices to be paying for features that they aren't necessarily using. So the billing model going forward will be largely connected to it's a pay-as-you-go kind of structure. As Nikki mentioned, the reasoning for going over to a per-patient billing is to also just ensure that it's fair, for the therapists that are seeing 5 patients versus the therapists that are seeing 25 patients. We believe that ultimately the app is doing more for 25 patients than it is for 5, and 5 is essentially earning less than what 25 is. So we really wanted to ensure that the billing model is as closely connected to a model that makes sense for each of the therapists. And I can just answer the next question there, which is asking about whether parents will be able to register without a Google account or Facebook account. So just so you know, we've re-looked at the way in which Google and Facebook logins work on the app. We've taken a very strong approach on how they work, but also parents will be able to register just with their email address and password like an ordinary platform. That is an option that a parent will get. And we want to make the ability for parents to log in as quick and easy as possible. So that's that's come from Nikki herself, where she's identified the challenges that have been out there, and definitely we feel like we've nailed that in terms of how that'll work on the parent app. And maybe just to clarify as well, the parent app itself is going to be a completely separate app. What we felt is when we looked at how parents engage versus how therapists engage, we didn't want to limit either party based on the functionality that each party has. We believe that parents need to have their own world of therapy that's defined by them. So, for example, the resource area and the way in which, as you can see on the screen, it shows things like the different therapy areas. In the parent app, they can actually read about them and understand what those are. Obviously, as a therapist, you really understand what they are. We certainly hope you do. And so the therapist app doesn't need all that clutter. So the two apps will be separate, and there won't be any charge for the apps on the app store itself. We're not going to be charging for the apps at all, because that essentially will stop people from utilizing it. We want people to use it. We want engagement. For us, the value doesn't sit in how much we can sell an app for in the App Store. The value sits in how well therapists can do therapy. We all know that in this day and age, in the world that we're living in, with too many technology and screens, and as a tech guy, I'm the first to put my hand up and say it's a problem. We need more focus on therapy. So that's the essence behind what we're doing. I don't know if there's any other questions. If you guys want to add it into the chat there, if you've got any other questions off the top of your head. Otherwise, the questions have been really great. It's good to see some excitement around the different aspects of the app. We're really excited to share this kind of stuff with you guys. But I think if there are any future questions, I'm almost certain that you can just drop Nikki an email. You all have her contact details to be able to send her a message. If that's okay, Nikki, from your side.
Yeah, that's perfect. So if you do have any other questions, you know my WhatsApp address, or also Erin's. So you're welcome to contact us directly on WhatsApp, or send us an email to info@specialt.co.za, and we'll be more than happy to reply to you there. So please do send your questions. I wanted to just add that we will be running a questionnaire after this evening. We will send you one tomorrow to just ask you a few questions after you've watched, and just get your feedback. We're really interested to know about what features excite you the most and what features you feel will add the most benefit to you and your patients. So please do fill out that questionnaire. We'd really appreciate your input and all your information just to guide us. We've got our roadmap. The roadmap's ready. But where we at this point is we know phase 1, and that will be launched in Jan. But the next couple phases, we have flexibility in terms of how we would like to phase those out. So your input is really important to us, because we would love to hear what features would assist you the most, and take away your pain points. So please do fill out that questionnaire for us. And then just finally, to those that have joined us or are watching the recording, we'd just like to say thank you so much for joining. We're really excited that you are a part of this process, and yeah, we're just so thankful to you. And I'm sure you've had some emails from Erin or myself to encourage you to be a legacy customer, to sign up, especially if you have a big practice, because you won't be on the per patient basis. So especially if you have a big practice, sign up. If you sign up before the end of 2021, you'll get 40% off when you sign up. So yeah, I would just encourage you to get behind us, get behind our vision, and just thank you so much for your input. So thank you for joining us this evening. A very big thank you to Jess and Sean for all your input. I feel so honored to be a part of your team, and really look forward to 2021. And I'm sure it's got to get better than 2020. Thank you. Good evening.
Thanks, Vexy.
I can see that Nadine has her hand up. So whilst if guys are wanting to leave, you're more than welcome to make your way. But if you are wanting to stay, we will be able to field some questions.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't know if that was intentional, but if it was, you're welcome to unmute your mic and chat to us and ask us any questions that you want.
Sean, would you like to just, there's one other question. It says, what about adding a print button?
Yeah, so just with regards to an app, printing from an app is quite a challenge, not from a technology perspective. We can do it quite easily. It's more what we found is most mobile devices aren't actually connected to printers. So the desktop version will definitely have the ability to print various aspects of the app. but the mobile will more than likely not have that function built into it, just purely because most mobile devices aren't connected to printers.
What we will have is an option to export notes. So you will be able to export your specific notes from your session, or you could export your public notes or your internal notes, or notes from one session date to the next one, export reports. So there will be export functionality, which you could then export, save, and print on a desktop. Thank you. And to all of you that have been watching online, a very big thank you, and please be in touch. Take care.